this is, to me, this is like arguably the most scary part. And I'm just going to go on a little bit of a tangent here because, I mean, it's not a tangent. There's a guy in the United States here for your international audience named Leonard, very conservative Catholic, and he's kind of universally recognized as the guy who orchestrated the hostile takeover of the United States Supreme Court. And the reason that he is worth pointing out and mentioning is because a former employee described his mission like this, quote, Leo figured out 20 years ago that conservatives had lost the culture war. Abortion, gay rights, contraception. Conservatives didn't have a chance if public opinion prevailed. So they needed to stack the courts. Okay, so that's what they did. And notice the anti-democratic admission and goal inherent in that quote, right? If they don't stack the court, the majority is going to rule. If they don't stack the court, democracy is going to work. And this goes right back to that why that we've been talking about, the rising equality and the waning supremacy that is motivating so much of this Christian nationalism. And we know that Leo is responsible for basically five, but really six of the basically all the conservative justices on the Supreme Court. Wow. And he chose them for their conservative ideology so that they would be this bulwark against public opinion and in favor of these deeply conservative and Christian nationalist policies that cut completely against where the country stands as a whole.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that even the way American politics are organized, like the electoral system, electoral college, how the Supreme Courts are, you're there for life. Like there's all these things that kind of unfortunately make it gameable in this way. And like if you lose a popular vote by nearly 10 million in most other countries, that wouldn't be a thing. And I think it's so hard for either side to, because one is trying to game it. The other side, I think Democrats would make some reforms on that, but then that would be looked at as political maneuvering as well. So it seems like they're locked in this dead heat where it would be great if they could just launch two more parties on either side. Because in any European country or Canada, you see since abortion isn't an issue in Canada, you'll have people in the middle really swing from the major parties, from liberal to the progressive conservatives, they call themselves. Whereas in the US, they can't do that because there's really that that staunch group that is just so opposed to things like abortion that they will never vote for the other side just based on that issue.